I am absolutely addicted to Call of Duty right now, and if you're anything like me, you're always looking for ways to improve and get better at the game. This Call of Duty has added all kinds of new mechanics that completely change the way you approach every gunfight. There's a lot of changes and things that have been added to this Call of Duty, but learning those will help you become a better player. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chirich, and today we're going to teach you how to start winning a few more of those gunfights. Just as a heads up, all the gameplay in this video was recorded live on Twitch, so if you'd like to see more of this content, you can find the link in the description below. And if this video helped you learn a few things and helped you improve in your gunfights, consider liking and subscribing for more content like this. Alright, now let's jump in and start talking about how you can win more of those gunfights. One thing everybody is saying about this Call of Duty is that it is filled with campers. Whether you are the camper or you are fighting the camper, you're going to have to deal with this and learn how to adapt to it. If you find yourself fighting against somebody who's camping in a house, look for small angles in which you can get a shot on the enemy and taking them out without having to enter the building. If you find any of these angles but are unable to get a shot, try throwing a tactical grenade into the building to lure out the camper. The best case scenario when fighting a camper is a situation in which you never have to enter the building. Obviously this isn't always possible because sometimes there won't be any hidden angles you can use and some enemies will be too stubborn to give up that camping spot. In this case, the next action that you have to take is look for ways to get inside of the building without being spotted by the enemy. Luckily, all of the maps in this Call of Duty offer a wide variety of terrain that you can experiment with to use against campers. Try looking for ledges or windows that you can climb in or even jump to get into the building to take the enemy off guard and attack at an angle that they wouldn't expect. And as always, to ensure your victory, you're going to want to lead with a tactical grenade. This will ensure that they are unable to turn and face you when you enter the building. Now you know how to deal with campers, but what do you do if you're the camper? We all complain about camping, but we're also guilty of doing it ourselves, so we might as well learn how to do it properly. If you're going to camp, enemies are going to be hunting you down, so what you want to do is constantly rotate within the area that you are camping. If you stay in one spot for too long, the enemy will return to that area to try and take you out. So by rotating your position and keeping it unpredictable, they will have a harder time finding you. And as always, keep your ears open so you know when enemies are approaching you and you know exactly what angle to expect them coming around. If you want an extra layer of defense and you really want to make people mad, you can use items such as the infamous Claymore. Now another new mechanic that was introduced to this year's Call of Duty is the door mechanic. A door might seem like a very simple thing on the surface, but the way that they have it set up in this game allows for all kinds of approaches to different situations. From tactical entrances to regular ones to even breach and clears, all of this is possible with the new mechanic. Now there are 3 ways to open a door that you want to practice and use in your gunfights. The 3 mechanics that have been added are a slow peek, which can be done by holding your ADS and walking up to a door and opening it. This will create a crack in the door that you can look through and take out enemies before you fully enter the room. You can also open the door at a normal pace just by pressing your F key, and this might seem like a bad idea, but it allows you to clear a building as well without putting yourself in the doorway and in harm's way. If you open the door fully, you can use the corner of the doorway to clear out an entire area, and with the wider field of view you get from completely opening the door, this is a solid strategy. The third way you can approach a door is by bursting it open. The way you burst a door open is to just run full charge at the door and your character will kick the door wide open. If you combine this strategy with a tactical grenade, you can cause all kinds of damage to enemy players that might be hiding in an area. Try throwing a stun or a flashbang into a building before you breach, or even sync up with a teammate so that they throw one in as soon as you enter the building. This is a far more aggressive strategy than the first 2, but if you pull it off correctly, you can clear an entire building within a matter of seconds. Another notable feature in the game is that when you start a match, all of the doors you can interact with are closed. So you can use this to your advantage by entering a building and then closing the door behind you, giving the illusion that no one's in the building. This is a great strategy to catch enemies that enter buildings off guard and take them out before they even realize what happened. Now when you breach buildings like this, you might find yourself coming across multiple enemies at once. This, as well as the high population game modes such as Ground War or the 20-player modes, will put you in a lot of situations in which you'll be facing many enemies at once. That is why we need to talk about the different techniques and skills that you can use in order to take these groups out all by yourself. When facing multiple enemies at once, the best thing you can do is split it up into a bunch of 1v1 scenarios. What I mean by this is use cover or corners so that you only see one enemy at a time and you are only fighting one at a time. The less eyes you have on you, the more likely you are to win the fight. With each enemy in the group that you take out, it makes it easier to take out the entire group. So focus on one at a time and weaken them and dwindle them down. Using your cover and prioritizing targets are going to be the key techniques to winning these outnumbered fights. The last thing that I want to talk about that affects every single one of your gunfights is aim punch. Aim punch is the flinching that your character does when you are inflicted with damage. But this factor goes both ways. You can use this against your enemies to keep their accuracy low and keep them off target and prevent them from killing you. Landing your shots before they land any on you will ensure that they miss their shots and you secure the kill before they get you. However, if you find yourself getting hit with bullets and you are flinching, find some cover and reset so that you don't miss your shots and lose the gunfight. All these tips and mechanics will allow you to win more gunfights and set you on a path to becoming a better player. Keep practicing them and soon enough you'll master them and you'll win every gunfight that you get in. I hope these tips help you become a better player. Just as a reminder, I stream live on Twitch, and if you're looking to ask any more questions about Call of Duty or any other FPS games, you can ask me them live on there. If you don't catch me while I'm live, or if you have any other questions, you can ask me them on Twitter or in my Discord, both of which you can find the links to in the description below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.